says it's doing. Live developer blog 1.0. Never done this before, so this should be awkward. What am I doing right now? I am trying to build out this next feature of this app. So the idea is that I want to be able to pull in MIDI files. I want to be able to look at them track-wise. And then I want to be able to select sections of them and then chop them up. And then save those chops and then apply them to my tracks. And if one builds up a library of these sort of chops, you might be able to do interesting things with it, like artistic stuff. So that's currently the goal. Right now I have the ability to drag this sort of selector, which is like this blue box here. I can drag it back and forth along the timeline and actually adjust the view of my timeline. So if you have an excessively long song, you can zoom into the part of it that you want. You sort of lock these two points together so you can drag the whole thing without restretching, or unlock it and then restretch it back out to whatever you want. And then you can move this along and sort of do like a selection. So you can select from there to the end of that. And then what should happen is that it's going to select everything that is touching this blue box. So if it's outside the blue box, it'll end up still getting copied over and copied in. I don't know if that's sort of I don't know if that's what I want to happen in the long run, but for now it's pretty, I think it'll be okay. This thing, basically you can use this to move up and down. Well, you can select which MIDI notes you're actually saying. So right now if you do fit to range, it'll fit from like the lowest MIDI note in the song to the highest MIDI note in the song. So you can see like the actual notes that are being sounded. But if you wanted to like zoom in, you can kind of like zoom in like that, then you just see like a specific range in here. So don't know exactly what the use case is for that kind of thing, but it seems interesting to me. So I implemented it and now it's there. Yeah, so let's see what's next. So like this is the project. Yeah, so I want to be able to see my licks, as I'm calling them. That's what I call them in some parts of the code. Let's see. MIDI files, MIDI notes. What's that? I want to see my chops, so maybe I need to make a new chop, a new modular component that'll just show the chops that I've made. So then you can update so it'll be like this MIDI files thing. And you'll be able to update the name of the chop so you can fit it to whatever you want. And then someday maybe you can save it online, but right now there's no saving online. You can only save locally. So we'll just do a new thing like the MIDI file. So copy and paste that one. Plus one like MIDI chops, MIDI licks. Just change that to MIDI licks. Use that to get that. I don't want to do that anymore. This one's not going to have any drops, so you're not dropping any MIDI files on it. I'm just going to say that's a lick. That implements this MIDI file thing, which is that. So we'll probably just implement a new thing called like MIDI lick. It'll just have text and stuff on it, so you can click it and select it. MIDI licks. So then do constant MIDI licks. I wanna use selector, I guess. So when I get the MIDI licks, I think I already implemented that function a couple of days ago. Yep, so that gives me the licks. I got the MIDI licks. Just rename that to MIDI lick or the lick. Current lick. So constant current MIDI file. Use selector. Get current MIDI file. Probably should split all this stuff up into different files, but I'm lazy, so here we are. Oops. That should be lick also, so it means get current lick. It imports a new function for getting the lick. Set me. No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I do want this thing to set current lick, which means that needs to be a new function. Something like this one. Current lick will be action payload. So make sure that thing's on the initial state. It doesn't need to be there, but just for completeness, delete that, then current lick. Let's get the current lick. Get MIDI licks. I'll get the MIDI licks, I'll get the current one, and I'll be able to set the current one. So if I'm getting the MIDI licks, the licks are actually a more complex object than that. So name, current MIDI lick is the ID of that lick, means that's going to be the ID of that. Take this into the app. Current style of implementation basically says, I don't know what a UI is supposed to look like, so I let you create your own, basically. The nonlinear editors out there, I want this thing to be available too, because you can use it to put together your beats. Looks not defined. Let's see what other problems we get. No problem. That is weird, so there's going to be big problems. Refresh that thing. Let's check this string to see what's going on. Cool. Looks like someone pops in and pops out. Let's see if we can see a new thing. The MIDI licks, what did I call it? Licks? Do I see licks on the screen? Oh, there it is. So we got our new MIDI licks our new Licks panel. Currently looks like that. Do not know why that's orange. Let's just refresh that and see if that goes away. Still got a bunch of errors I need to fix, but it looks like that took care of that error. Take these rando MIDI files. Just take those and cut them in. Put them here. Nice, easy place to find all my MIDIs. So I select one, and select some tracks. This one's pretty empty. Ooh, this one has stuff in it. So select, lock that to the thing, and I can hit chop. See what this does. Does the thing. Goes in here. I build the lick. It's gonna have 21 notes in it. I got all the information about all the notes. Got a name, the MIDI that it came from, the ID, and the track that we pulled it from. So, boom. Moonlight Sonata MIDI lick. Cool, that's great. So, new feature. We can't edit the name of it because you might not like rando name. Maybe I should have given it the track name too. That's something to think about. If someone has a good idea on that one, that'd be great. Let's see. So that's one lick. Oh, I guess I want to be able to look at the details for that. So it's like basically everything ends up being master details view. So if I click on this, I want it to be selected. Current lick, select lick, current lick. Current lick. Get current lick. Try that again. I definitely should be doing TDD, but I just want this stuff to work quick, so I'll suffer for that later. So I do that again. Moonlight Sonata. I like the chop. Chop it up. Boom. Now it's getting selected. So now I know that this one's selected. I can make another chop. So set it from that particular position. Maybe I want to chop it from here. Definitely gonna want to be able to change the names of these. So that's going to be something we want to be able to do. Like MIDI lick details. Never let anyone tell you copy paste is a bad thing. Copy paste all day. It helps to know if you know what you're doing though. It's been a long day. Trainer. It's got a panel in it, so I'm going to use the panel here. The panel gets me a lot of functionality. current lick. That's not going to do that. This input box is going to be just regular string. So then we will do, that's just the name. And yeah. So we'll do that. Just rearrange this a little bit so it looks prettier. It's never gonna look pretty, but good enough. So we'll call this one MIDI lick details. And that's cool. It does absolutely 0 things. Things, but we're going to put it right in here. So that's not there. Put it up, boom, added. Now I gotta add these guys. And form, cool. Now that's back and running. See what new problems we get. Cool beans. Just kids in the background being kids. Where did I put that thing? Go to desktop, MIDI folder. Drop the files, French horn. If I try to chop and there are no notes, I think I told it to skip. Yeah, because there's no point in having a chop with nothing in it. You want to chop at least 1 note. That's not too much to ask. Probably remove that debugger. Now where is that lick? Oh, current lick. Here it is. That's the current lick. So when we select this one, the name is going to appear here, and then when you update the name here, it'll update the name right there. So we'll do something slick enough. So the value of that's going to equal the name. Okay. And then we'll dispatch yeah, we'll have to dispatch some stuff. We gotta use the dispatch. We'll update lick. We're always going to be updating the current one. Give it the key that I want to give it, and then we're going to give it a value. So e.currentTarget.value, which also means I gotta define update lit. It's like, how little can I type and get away with it? Is the big question. State action. I'm only updating the current one, so that will mean I want to do key, the value, the actions, payload. Oh, this is also built in React too, so this all looks weird. It's just the way React works, at least it does now. It used to not be like this, but it is now. And I'm fine with that. State is current lick. See if there is, always defensive programming. So you never know what kind of state gets loaded up, because that's what happens when you open a previously made state or previously made composer companion file inside the UI. You never know what the state's going to look like, so you always want to try to be as backwards compatible as possible when you implement new stuff. So that, and then go key equals value, and that should update the lick. But I also have to say, what's the lick name? We go use selector, get the whole object. State, composer, current lick, and state, composer, current, MIDI licks, state, composer, current lick. So that should give me the object that I'm looking for. Use dispatch. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Use dispatch. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, I don't want to have it like that. I just wanted a function. Export function. Name. Current lick. That should be that. The pitter patter of little feet in the background. Pretty much a constant reminder. Let's see, what else goes? That goes there. Got some French horns. Let's lock that into place. Ooh, scoop that up. Good chop. Select. So now that fits nice and pretty. I had better ones. So if I go to quick input, I can copy whatchamacallit, the styling from there, so it looks like less terrible. Music, lick, details. See? Way prettier. Like 1,000 times way prettier. And now when we update it, it updates there. So if I say I want to do, just call it Air Force. Air Force One. French Horn 1. Because I am not just check out another one. Click that. Boom. So when we toggle back and forth, this will be there. And then if we want to save our current progress because you want to use this stuff for later, you hit save. And I'll output this new thing. And then if we go back and refresh, this will all be coming out, eventually, because right now I'm just running on localhost. You can open this back up, so notice that there's nothing in here. You can take that document, drop it in there, boom, everything's right back to normal, ready to go, like nothing changed. So technically, you can run this website offline if well, right now you can run it all offline until you can't. But hopefully it'll always at least work like this offline, so you can just sort of play around with things, at least anything that you have locally on your machine. So this was my first live stream. It's probably terrible. There's tons of people in the background, but it's been fun.